I've said it many times to you because it's a fact. The biggest threat is domestic terror. That is our big national security risk here. It's our own getting radicalized. Now, sometimes it's with the help of inimical outside forces like extreme Islamists. Last week, the FBI announced it had thwarted a Halloween weekend terror attack in Michigan by people they believed to be inspired by ISIS. We've now learned two of them were just teenagers, right? 19-year-old boys from a wealthy suburb in New Jersey. One of them have a family member who works at the UN. The other one is a professor at a big university. Both attended the same high school and were known in the community as good kids, okay? And again, one is the son of a well-known Iranian poet and professor, and the other one is the son of a woman who works at the UN. So how does this fit into our understanding of the emerging threat? What makes it special? All right. Former FBI Special Agent Tracy Walder spent years on the hunt for Osama bin Laden, understands radicalization abroad and home very well. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us, my friend. What do you see in this situation that is worthy of note?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Chris. A few things to your point, where their parents worked, obviously, is definitely of concern from a national security standpoint to me. As I think you mentioned earlier, the UN connection, I think, could potentially have an impact in policymaking, and that is, in my opinion, problematic. The second thing that I thought was interesting in looking through this criminal complaint is that they were very much focused on the idea of becoming famous or infamous. That's actually very different than what we see in how people and why people join ISIS and become radicalized. There's a few reasons, but that's one of the lowest reasons. Most of them are doing it because they want to essentially build a caliphate, if you will. And so that idea of wanting to become famous and really focusing on social media to the point they were trying to create a day in the life videos, they're really trying to make this palatable to sort of that 18 to 25-year-old crowd.
Yeah, you got to remember where they are, my friend. In America, fame is the main currency. Social media, that's the only thing it can deliver. There is a desperation to be known. I just didn't think it had transcended to the point of it really doesn't matter why you're known. And are we now seeing evidence? Is this evidence, in your forensic opinion, of the glamorizing of violence in our politics?
I think that that's a great question, a great observation. In my opinion, no. I think the violence has become more mainstream, so it's more acceptable to engage in. In my opinion, I think it's more about this idea. I think they say in that criminal complaint, they wanted a Netflix documentary about them, right? I think it is really this fame, to your point, that is so rampant in America, right? Especially in America, that is really driving this. And the violence is just this, I guess, normative undertone, if you will.
What do you make of the new cynicism of, oh, here they go, defending the Jews again? These are just some punk kids. They didn't even get anything done. They're low-level guys. Most of the violence has nothing to do with the Jews or any kind of jihad. This is just more propaganda.
I obviously, as a Jew myself, do not believe that this is more propaganda. We have to take these things seriously. I had a terrorist look me in the face and tell me it wasn't the Americans that they really hated and really targeted. It was the Jews. And I will remember that for the rest of my life. They are talking about slitting the throats of his mother's friends who are Jewish. We have to take these things seriously, and we are very lucky that they did not follow through on any of this.
And we now have a new challenge of when you talk about extreme Islamists, it is easily misinterpreted as being Islamophobic, as if you're talking about all Muslims. So what is the best way to deal with that? Do you think we have to go back to first principles and explain the difference to people as we get back into this conversation?
I think we have to explain the difference, but how I even explain it to people in general is the unfortunate thing is a lot of faiths, quite frankly, have their branches that are not in line with that faith, right? Have these very small minority groups. And that's what this group is. This is not mainstream Islam. These are not mainstream Muslims. They have taken the faith and they have perverted it, in my opinion. And the thing is Christians have this, Jews have this, every faith has this, and unfortunately, this is what is happening in this faith, and it is not the majority of it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.